Brendan, can we just start with injury updates? How is Kieran Tierney going to make it?
Well, we'll see after today. He is a doubt, but we'll assess after training and see where he's at.
How about everybody else?
Yeah, we've got players back, like Joseph Siminovic was back in training, so yeah, but everyone else fine, obviously, from the game the other day, and we're fit and ready.
How well prepared are you going into this game, obviously in the back of a good result in midweek?
Yeah, I think we arrived into it in really good form. I think over the last few months when we'd had a difficult start, and I think in terms of the level of our game, everything that I would want to see as a coach in terms of the aggression and intensity in our pressing, and then when we have the ball, the positioning in the team has been very, very good. So and like you seen the other day, we can play these big games with a calmness, and which is always very important. And like I say, the other day we did that, and even when we went to 2 each, we still had that. Excuse me. We still had that calmness and belief that we could go and score more goals. So so the team over the last few months is in a really good moment. It's obviously a big game, but these are games that we've really enjoyed, and we'll arrive into it tomorrow and look to perform well and get another win.
How much of a difference will it make that you won't have as many fans and you'll just be in that corner?
My feeling always what was on the game, that I think it's better in both grounds whenever both sets of supporters are there in their numbers. However, they're not. There'll be about 750 of our own supporters there. We hope that the whole game can pass safely and there's no issues around that, and it's just the football. But it can work for and against you as a home team. In that situation, I think that when you have predominantly the support in the ground, like I say, it can add something to the players, either a positive or a negative. So, but we just have to approach the game and how we always do, which is look at our own way of working. Respect that Rangers are a good team, some very good results this year, and like I say, we'll give them the respect that they deserve, like we do every team, and then look to focus on our own game and look to, as I said, play well and get the win.
You've a very impressive record against Rangers, obviously, Brendan. You're going for the first manager since 1909 to get 5 wins at Ibrox. How important are these records to you?
The records aren't important. It's more about how we play and giving the supporters what they want, which is to win and win well. We've gone there and played very, very well every time we've played, different score lines, but been very pleased with the performance level. And I think, as I said, we arrive into this game here performing well, which is important. Players are confident, and like I say, but we know we always have to work. We have to work to win there, and that will be our aim.
Do you feel that you play better at Ibrox than you do at Parkhead against Rangers?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think we've gone into those games and played very well at Ibrox. I think that sometimes at this stage of the season, we played this game at home last year, and it was, the performance was maybe a little bit leggy, and naturally when you're playing so many games and you arrive at that last game of the year, but it feels different. I think our momentum's been really good. The team has got good energy, and as I said, the players look bright, and when we go to Ibrox tomorrow, we'll be looking to perform the same. So I just think we've played really well when we've gone there. We've dealt with the game as opposed to the occasion very well, and that's always important.
Brendan, a win tomorrow would ensure that Celtic finish 2018 clear at the top of the Premiership. Given the difficulties at the start of the season with the Champions League and maybe stuttering form in the Premiership, how satisfying will that be, and how much of a confidence boost would that be for the players to know that 2018 year finished the league top?
Yeah, it's still very early. It's still only December, and we'll be finishing off a year, hopefully, that has been another great year for us. I think whatever the result will be at the end of the game, will be in either a good position or a very good position. I think it's one that we can go and attack the game and look to go and play our own game, and then like I say, we'll be in a good position irrespective. If we get the win that we want, then we'll be in a very good position with the game in hand and a number of points clear. So, but still a long way to go. Like I say, we're only at the end of December. We'll be thankful of the break when it comes to go and recharge and reset again, and then. As I said, we'll really push on, hopefully in the second part of the season.
You spoke after the Aberdeen game about big players stepping up with Scott Sinclair and Odsonne Edouard as well. These are the kind of games against Rangers that those two players have stepped up in the past. Does that give you encouragement, given what they did against Aberdeen, that they are hitting form at the right time?
Well, it's the team. The team for us has always shown in these last few years, when they're in those adverse moments, that they can respond. I was so impressed the other day in relation to the mentality of the team. You know, we had played well in the game. We had a couple of decisions that went against us, which can affect the team, but we didn't get emotional. We stayed focused, and again played right to the very end and got the victory, which was a great win for us in a very difficult place, and especially with Derek and Aberdeen, who've been on a great run. So that always gives you confidence, but it's something that this team has shown over the last 2.5 years, that in those moments when it can go against you, that we've got that ability to still push on, and that's a collective as opposed to any individual.
How different are you expecting this game against Rangers to be compared to the one earlier in the season?
In terms of?
Well, just in general, like, have you seen any change in the players or?
No, I think that these games will always be difficult games. The one at Parkhead earlier on in the season, we won the game 1-0, but the scoreline was tight. But I thought we played very, very well in the game and created opportunities to score more goals and maybe win more convincingly. But you arrive into these games, and my experience now, having been involved in a number of them, they're always very emotive games. So you've got to ensure that you play the game and be really focused in your football, and that's all we've tried to be. So this game will be no different. Okay, we've obviously got a lot less supporters there, but we tend to focus on what goes on the pitch and look to perform well. And when we can do that, then of course that brings out the best in our game. And when we do that, we always feel we have a chance of winning.
Do you feel there's added pressure on Rangers, given they've got mostly the whole stadium?
Listen, I think for Celtic and Rangers players, there's always pressure. There's always pressure. You're there to win, and there's always that challenge for you to win every single game, whether you play home and away. So there's pressure always for both teams.
Rangers have got a lot of injury concerns ahead of tomorrow's game. How much do you focus on what they might do in comparison to what you can do?
I've always been one, and I think you'll know me by now up here, that my focus is always on my own team. I always respect the other team, and Stevie and his staff have done a really good job. Okay, since they came in, and like I say, they may have one or two people that, in terms of injury wise, that they need to look at, but the focus is really on ourselves. We'll have maybe one or two injuries as well, but it doesn't really matter. It's about what you're putting out onto the field to get the result. So for us, and that's always been about ourselves. We create our own standard. We look at our own game, and of course that's what's important.
Did Tom get away okay?
I think so. Yeah. I don't think the plane diverted.
You could put in a call
to the captain.
It's the right time.
Yeah, that's right. I see we can. Yeah, but no, I believe he'll be landing this morning.
Brendan, in the last 3 games we've played without a recognised striker, with both Mikey Johnson and Christie featuring almost as a false 9. How does the role that you ask a false 9 to play differ from that Odsonne Edouard plays, and what effect does this have on how you look to structure the team's attacking play?
Well, I think the game the other day we decided that to play with as you say, the loose 9 or false 9, whatever way you want to call it, because Aberdeen play a man marking system, so that allows us to have that loose player and see what the reaction of the centre halves do. then of course there comes a point in the game where you want to then have a little bit more penetration to go the other way. So thankfully we've got intelligent players, clever players that gives us options to do that. You know, someone like Rye who played the other day who can come short, take the defenders for a walk, and then we've got speed to then go and exploit that space. Or like you say, young Mikey Johnson has played in there, and he's got electrifying speed to really hurt teams centrally where he can make runs in behind, but has the ability to score. So it gives us that flexibility, you know, something that I've always done at times and throughout my career with teams, and just analyse the opponents and see where you can maybe get the advantage. So yeah, it can work well for you, but it's nice to have both options, whether you've got what would be a natural striker or someone who can play as a loose player up there. Okay?
Thank you.
Super. Well done.